Hello, it's Magical Founded. How are you all today? Just thought I'd give you a quick update and another lesson on how to do tie-dye. I was requested to do this one, so I was more than happy to do so. So the first part I'd like to tell you is that I've been up to some pretty gnarly stuff. So the first one I'd like to talk about is that my shop is now up and running, as some of you know. There are dream catchers and now there are polymer clay on there. So that leads into my next point. My polymer clay was a totally new thing that I thought I'd try. So I ordered this kit online. I ordered it from Amazon. It was £10 for 24 colours and some little accessories. I have been having loads of fun. It's a great way to do your imagination in a form of a sculpture. Now, as I did art in BTEC, we did a lot of sculpting and ceramics. I really enjoyed it. Even though I would end up throwing the clay halfway across the room, it would usually end up the way I like it, obviously with some help. So, with the clay, I just thought I'd tell you guys who are parents who are struggling to do art at home, or for those who are struggling to express their artistic self, not only through paper but generally through sculpting. Polymer clay is the most easiest way to do ceramics at home. Now, your colour's already pre-made unless you want to make a colour that's not in the packet. Visit your colour wheel or ask me if you're unsure. I've had a few people on TikTok how to ask me how to make colours, and I've been more than happy to reply to you. Now, the best way to mix colours is obviously abide by your colour rule and your colour wheel. Now, it does apply, so what happens when we mix blue and red together? We get purple. What happens if we mix red and yellow together? We get orange. Now, after we get into our secondary colours, we get into the third set of colours. And that can go very right or very wrong, so please look into doing your complementary colours. Now, you can also have your contrast colours as well. You can turn them and make them into a really nice tie-dye looking clay. Now, polymer clay is called polymer clay for a reason. It is a polymer, yay! And with polymer, it reacts to heat. So as you're mashing it up, the hotter it gets, the easier it is to mould into warp into form. And the best way to cook it is to use a hairdryer or an oven. Now, how I do it is I usually set it onto 180 degrees Celsius and leave for about 12 minutes. If you start to smell it get a bit funny, please take it out, or if it's not that big, I'd probably leave it in for 10 minutes. If it's not quite done, you can actually turn it off and leave it to set in the remaining heat in the oven. Or you can just leave it as it is and it will set on its own. So my next point is that I've been back painting again. Now, it is getting longer again, even though it's still very cold outside. And I thought, I need to paint, I need to draw, I need to do something. So I got my book out, and so far I've done 2 studies that I'm really impressed with. I've done My Little Daisy the Cow, and I have done Breakfast Under the Sun, which I really enjoyed doing. They're both available on TikTok, along with some of my tutorials on how to make clay. So I've done some Disney characters with that, and I've also done some sculpting with the clay. So now I'm ready to get my apron on, and I'm going to show you a few tricks on how to do some tie-dye work. This time we're not going to be using bleach. So for those who are absolutely petrified of using the bleach and getting it absolutely everywhere, you do not need to worry because you're about to make a mess with colour. So a few safety tips. If you're a little kiddie, get your mum to watch you. If you're not sure what you're doing, please watch this video first. I'll watch another tie-dye video so you can gain a bit of confidence. Don't just jump out and think you know what you're doing, because sometimes it can go really wrong. Please don't eat or drink near it, and please wear gloves, and please be safe. And don't do it in your Sunday best. And please do not go into an area where it is white, clean, and your mum's favourite room, because I can guarantee you it's going to get on your hands and it is going to get messy. So let me get my apron on and I'll meet you downstairs. So again, I'm still waiting for my tie-dyes to finish. We're looking pretty good now. It's almost like colouring hair, it's that excitement. There is one thing that well, two things I'm really excited to talk about. So I'm thinking at the beginning of March to do another 30-day challenge. Now, I'm thinking of doing another emotion connected one, like almost a day, 31 days of emotion or 30 days of emotion. Or I'm thinking of doing something that's related to the environment, so recycling materials, how if you want to see positive and negative reports on social media, you shouldn't always believe what you see. And I'm thinking of looking into other artists and doing some more podcasts too. Now, as I mentioned earlier, as I was doing my tie-dye process, tomorrow I am really excited to be collaborating with Michelle. We're going to be doing a podcast. We're still on cue to see what we're going to be talking about, but I can guarantee you there'll be plenty of laughs and plenty to talk about. So I'm really excited to be joining you all on that. And if you are interested in doing a podcast with me, please do not hesitate to contact me, as I am there for you. And now we're going to go back downstairs and see how the tie-dye is doing. So, while my tie-dyes are waiting to complete themselves downstairs, I've just taken off my apron and I am waiting by the clock. So I have 3 to 4 hours to wait. My kitchen's nice and cozy for it. I'd like to talk about one-word wonders. Does anybody know what a one-word wonder is? If you do, you can skip 3 to 4 minutes there, and if you don't, stay tuned and I can help you out. So one-word wonders are words that can really help you push on in a project. So I was reading through an article, and when you're describing something, it's very good to just throw in one word. So when I was doing my 2nd to 3rd year of art at college, in the corner of my sketchbook, if I was looking at an image or interpretation of an artist, especially when I was doing like surrealism and cubism and the blue movement, I'd use descriptive words to help me understand why an artist did what they did. So one-word wonders. So if I'm describing, say, Picasso, I'm looking at the Weeping Woman, and it's very misshaped. Or I can look at what colours are used, what shape there is, what texture is, what lighting is there, what kind of section is there. So I've already got a few words as there is. For example, colours. So I can look at the colours, I can look at the red near the brain. So is the woman thinking a very powerful negative emotion in her brain? And like I can just sing all of that out. And I can look further into that, so it not only gives you another topic, but it gives you another point to make on that. And you can talk about all different colours, how they are harmonious, how they work together and bring out a message, and how they contrast, what the similarities and the difference in this picture. So just a single word, just a tip here, can absolutely shoot you on to another topic or even another part of your project. So for example, I looked into many artists, and I looked in what I had in common with them, and then I found out the differences, and I would explore them differences, and I would look for a continuous line in one of my artists, and I would look at how they used it, why they used it, how they did it. I could even put that into my own word, and that is another chapter in my project. So one-word wonders can be one great idea to get one brilliant outcome. So please bear that in mind, and it can be a massive help to you in your project. Some great example artists that use continuous line as well, just thought I'd put this in there, is Andy Warhol, Pablo Picasso, and Vincent van Gogh. Also, if you're looking for another one, Leonardo da Vinci. These are great ones for sculptures and architects. These are great for fine art and textiles. So I'd also like to share some pictures and videos as well with you about lockdown art as well. So as you know, lockdown hasn't brought the best out of us, but I think I can show a few tips on how it can. So I've been looking at some art that people have done in lockdown, some that I've done with family and some who have done it alone. Check it out.